Hey Cancer, what's up? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to do a reading for the month of April for you guys, Cancers 2019. Cross watchers are welcome. Please remember these are general readings. They are not going to resonate with all of you, so only take what messages ring a bell in some way. You can also check your sun, moon, and rising signs and your Venus sign. There might be messages in there for you, but these are meant to be fun, so don't let it bring down your energy. If the message isn't resonating, it's probably not for you, and that's totally okay. So I have meditated on your cards. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. I'm in the early stages of getting this channel going, so I appreciate that you're here with me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to see more videos. Hit that bell notification symbol if you want to be notified when I post my videos. Everything you need to know is going to be in the description box. What else? Is that all my housekeeping that I need to cover? Yeah, email me if you have questions, again, in the description box. And don't give up your power to a reading. We all have, we have the ability to make our future whatever we want it to be. The cards are us, we are not the cards. So again, yeah, you have free will. So what can we get for Cancers for April of 2019? For our crab friends for April 2019. All right. First off, 10 of Wands. 8 of Swords. Oop. Hangman in reverse. 7 of Wands. We've gotten this card a lot for the last couple signs. That's in your past. Your goals, your attitudes, beliefs. The Hierophant. Your future is the Fool. The You spot, You. 8 of Wands. outside your environment, what's around you? The Tower. What a cool card though, right? I don't mind the Tower. Guidance is the Sun. I think Gemini had the same one. Maybe you're a Cancer Gem cusper, or a Gem Cancer cusper, I should say. Your outcome, Ace of Swords. All right, and overall energy for the deck, bottom of the deck, the 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups talks about seeing opportunities that are sort of immediately available to you. They're surrounding you. They're within your given space. It's about, one, noticing them and reaching out to grab them, right? Not being bored or complacent in your current situation, but accepting new opportunities and moving forward to reach for opportunities that you want in your life that are potentially offer emotional abundance and happiness, okay? So again, I did premeditate and shuffle on your cards. I'll just give these a few more shuffles. Your clarifying deck here. I will list what cards these are in the description too. I know some people like to know that. So, you have 8 of Swords, feeling mentally trapped, feeling stuck, but it is swords, it's thoughts, it's energy that is existing only within our own head. It's not necessarily the truth, right? And 10 of Wands is burden, being overly burdened, being exhausted, being overworked, wanting to release and being able to relax and rest. Damn, Cancer. That doesn't sound like fun energy to be shouldering in the month of April. What else can we get for this? So already I'm getting a view of anxiety to put something down that isn't serving you. Yeah, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is blocked creative energy. In the upright, this is a really beautiful queen who likes to have a lot of fun. She likes to go out. She's very alluring and attractive. People look up to her. She's got this red banner here. She's very passionate. She's the life of the party. She's fun. She's creative. Cancers are fun and creative, but right now it's like there's this energy, this mental imprisonment of this burden you've been carrying along for quite a while. If you're at a 10, right? It's not just a few burdens, it's 10 of them. You're about to put them down, right? You're closing out a cycle of something you've been carrying with you that's emotionally or mentally very heavy. And there's part of you that doesn't think you can step away from it. But when you're in that energy of not stepping away, of continuing to carry on this burden, it's blocking your creativity. It's blocking your ability to have fun, to go out, to socialize, to be passionate. In the negative, it can kind of be like a bitchy card too. So it may be impacting your emotional energy in a negative way. And no shade, love Cancers, right? But yeah, you may be in just like a negative state. You're not in your best. You're not in your best when you're still carrying these burdens. You're not in your true power, right? The Queen of Wands is very powerful. And I always say with reversals, the energy is there. So there's great potential to have that Queen of Wands in the upright. But it's like it's this lower level Queen of Wands where you're not fully embracing that aspect of yourself. Okay, so you have Justice in reverse. That's it in the upright. It is the card of Libra, if that means anything to you. And Aries is, some people like to know the zodiac signs. So in reverse, the fact that she has a blindfold on, it's very much her truth, her inner, her balance, her fairness, her generosity. It comes from within. She doesn't have to look around and assess the situation to understand what's going to level her out, what's going to balance, especially emotionally, intuitively, because this is for Cancer. It's like you have to go within. You can do this with a blindfold on because you're being guided by the moon, right? Your inner light, listening to your intuition. That sword of truth. Now, in the upright, the sword of truth is actually down. And with this card, too, even in the upright, there is a little bit of apprehension to move forward. Or, it's a heavy energy. It's a darker card. It's moving forward in the darkness when you only have that little sliver of light kind of guiding you. And even here, she's fully in the dark. She has a blindfold on. So, in the reverse, maybe you are slowly coming to the realization that whatever burdens you're carrying have been an imbalance to you and completely weighing you down, and you haven't been able to move forward. You've been lingering more in this dark space. Lots of like feminine energy here too. It's like you have these two beautiful women, but they're being kept in this kind of space because of this mental and physical baggage. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we can get. Whoops, you hit a popper. So this just came out. The Two of Wands. So choosing a path, yeah. I had this for Taurus too. Leaving the comfort of home and actually deciding to move forward. Wands are movement, right? Moving towards something we're passionate about, towards career. So it's like I said this to Taurus too, it's like you're bracing, you're holding on to it, and I think you know it's time. But you're not quite moving forward yet. You're not releasing one of the burdens yet. There's still a back and forth maybe. So the subconscious thing of this, or the kind of another root cause, the Hangman in reverse. So in reverse, sometimes it's not taking time to rest. In the reverse, in the upright, it's self-imposed rest, getting a new perspective, taking time to fully understand and see what's going on around you. And like this crown of enlightenment, seeing things clearly after taking kind of like taking a bit of a pause. It's stagnant energy, but it's good energy. You're searching for balance, the way his legs make that 4, right? 4 stability. But yours was in reverse. So either you're coming out of this energy of waiting around, hanging around, trying to understand, or you are not fully embracing it. So let's see what the clarifiers say. What's interesting, I just noticed this about this card, is a lot of times he's there by his own doing, right? He's taking a rest, and usually his foot is just kind of within the tree branches, like intertwined there. There it's like there's a little bit of rope. I'm sorry, my camera doesn't like to focus. See how there's like a little bit of rope tying him? So I'm not sure how much this rest is self-imposed versus being forced. Like something may have forced you to take a little like step to the sidelines, like take an inning out, so to say. Interesting. All right, so you have the World in reverse. Is this the World? Yeah. The World in reverse. I'm getting like downward spiral from this. I mean, when you're in Hangman energy, your world is literally put in reverse, right? So yeah, if you have been resistance to really stopping and kind of doing like an assessment of whatever is causing this creative block, whatever these burdens and this mental energy is, if you just keep going with that and remaining in this energy, I'm getting it's like the world is going to force you to stop. Like the world is going to be put on pause until you can, like, metaphorically get your life. Okay? I'm kidding. Please don't take that offensively. But there is a need. There's a need for you to step out for a second and focus on you. A few things may have to fall to the sidelines or fall to the side for a bit so that you can focus on yourself. To meditate. Something needs to be meditated on. The Eight of Wands. Five of Cups. So let's see. Five of Cups is the crying over spilt milk card. We've gotten this a lot today too. These three cups that have spilled in the past that didn't serve you much emotional fulfillment. You're lingering on that sad energy instead of seeing the potential of what's still around you. These cups that are still upright, that still have water in them, that it can be used, you know, to nurture a seed of growth, so to say. When the sun is behind you, it's casting a shadow, right? You're in your shadow self. You're not in your best energy here. This always kind of reminds me of death, too, the way she's kind of draped in this dark robe. But it's resisting transformation. That's what it is. It's not like the lighter side of death. It's a need to let something go. It's a need to transform very much. So then you have Eight of Wands. This is communication. Or forward movement. It could absolutely be that. And it's rapid forward movement. It's always the sign of Sagittarius. He pulls back his bow and releases the arrow into the air, and it swooshes in. And there's 8 of them, right? 8 of them are coming in, and yeah, it's almost like that black energy, that sadness, that dark robe. If there's energy of that still in your area, like in your subconscious, maybe, it's like something is coming in to get rid of it. It might be messages from like the universe, right? From the world that maybe you've been resistant to, or you haven't quite been illuminated to the idea that they're coming for you. That sounded dark. That's not at all what I meant. The idea that you're being guided, that's what I meant by that. Like this is behind you and in shadow. This, it's like, it's almost part of you. It's like you're this crown that's illuminating you. It's taking your power back, right? If it's this crown of illumination, she's wearing a crown too, but upside down it's going to fall off her head. It's like, come back up to your passionate, beautiful, loving, creative side, Cancer. Wear that crown proudly. Yeah, and there's something, between Hangman and this, there's something about just meditation and kind of holding the world in your hand, having that inner light, that inner knowledge. Absolutely releasing burdens of the past. And I'm saying that because of the 8 of Swords, that mental entrapment that's keeping you in sadness. I'm getting that, yeah, it's something about messages are coming into you to move on from dark energy. let's move on. I feel like I'm lingering. So in the past, you have the Seven of Wands, uncertainty. Yeah, a lot of uncertainty. It's uncertainty about yourself, though. I love this card, by the way. It's the Moon. The Moon tends to have darker energy, but this is Cancerian, right? Cancerian energy. Cancers are ruled by the Moon. I could talk about this card for days. I just think it's so fascinating. The Moon, it's like you're in the dark and only a little bit of light is shining in. So sometimes it's illusion. It's not fully seeing things as they are. Sometimes like there's a sort of like a mystical dark aspect to it. And here it's like she's looking in the mirror, right? And she's seeing this darker version of herself. And I mean, there's so many ways to interpret that. Or is she going to walk away from that? Is she so transfixed that she's stuck there and she can only see this negative vibration of herself that again is being illuminated by the Moon, so it's not the true self, right? But there's also this candlelight here, this goodness, this purity. And it's like something or someone has held a mirror up to you, and it could be like this universe thing, this world, this spirit that's trying to deliver you messages. It's like this is how you've been seeing yourself. This is in your past position. It's like, this isn't you. It's almost like you're seeing yourself as kind of like this withered, almost like a monster energy. And I mean that in a way that you're not seeing your true beauty, your true potential. You keep going back with the Seven of Swords. Again, it's like that liar, cheater, thief card. I think it's like you've been caught up in this lie that you're telling to yourself that like, this is who I am. And like, this is not who you are. This is who you are. You just haven't seen it that way. But I do love this card. I think it's really beautiful. Yeah, in your past, I think maybe you've had some control issues, perhaps. And I think you're trying to stand strong on your throne, but almost at the risk of being, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost stubborn to change. The Emperor kind of gets a bad rep, which he shouldn't, but this depiction particularly of the Emperor, there's really dark energies surrounding it. Again, kind of like that monster thing with this beast beside him. This is the card of Aries, by the way, if that means anything to you, but it might be about kind of, you actually do have two Aries cards. Is that Aries? Yeah, Aries. There might be a need to ignite that fire again, and stop being defensive to change, to being so caught up in trying to keep control of everything, to carry this burden of the Ten of Wands, but it's keeping you in this mental zone that it doesn't feel good. I'm getting you have the power to see yourself differently. But in the past, that's been an issue for you. So yeah, coming into your power, but coming into, later on your guidance is the sun. So we'll get there because you have the Moon in your past and in the future is the sun, which is very interesting. Moving on. All right. So, whoa, bunch of cards there. Your attitudes and beliefs is the Hierophant, or the High Priest is called in this deck, but it is the Hierophant. So commitment, spirituality, sometimes the Marriage card, it can be tradition, your goals or your purpose. The Judgment card, again, more kind of spirituality there. And a rebirth. You may have like a rebirth of spirituality in some way, whatever you believe in, even if it's yourself. In some ways, it's like, you know, mind, body, and spirit. That is all within us. And I was getting that too with, with this World card. It's like someone's coming down to like bless you, or even if you interpret this as like a genie coming out of a bottle, it's like there's some magic element that is coming in Cancer to like change things up for the better, to make you aware that there are more possibilities open to you, right? So yeah, there could be a rebirth, a change, a new viewing, a new judgment in possibly spirituality, in your beliefs, in what you find solace or comfort in what motivates you to move forward and seek better paths for yourself. And yeah, it may have changed of what you believed in the past. it may be slowly transitioning into something else, because whatever you believed in the past, again, well, this is what you believed in the past, right? It's like when you step away from that and actually when you're bathed in the light, not the shadow, when you're bathed in the light, you see things for what they really are. You're not seeing this negative side of everything or even yourself. You're being bathed in the light. And yeah, I think maybe you're thinking of committing to a new path, to walking up this really intimidating step of stairs that you've never had the courage to go up before, because maybe you didn't think you were worth it. I'm getting like there are self-worth issues here. But yeah, something's coming in when you're in this hanged man energy, as much as you may be resisting it. There are messages coming in for you to like cut this black shit out of your life and look at all the beautiful opportunities that lie ahead. Like, yeah, this is just like really beautiful. I want to go up those stairs. And I mean, I can't help but interpret this. I'm not at all preachy. Believe what you want to believe. But like, just between the Hierophant and Judgment, doesn't this seem like the stairway to heaven? Do you need to listen to that song? Are you a Led Zeppelin fan? Like, but right? There's something about this greater spiritual path that you're being called to go up. You're being destined or called to. And maybe this is all happening internally, you know? Even if you don't believe in a higher power, at least believe in yourself. That's great. Not even at least. Believe in yourself, period. It's believing in something higher up, something higher up for you. It doesn't need to be God. It doesn't need to be the universe. It needs to be yourself. You know, like, okay, removing the Hierophant, is this not like Rocky Balboa climbing up the steps here and doing his victory dance? Like, hell yeah, I did it, during that cool montage where he's drinking the raw eggs and like, Cancer, you're Rocky. Climb up those steps. All right, I'm getting cheesy. I can feel myself getting cheesy. Moving on. Cancer, you appreciate cheesy though, right? Okay. Your future is the Fool, which is fantastic. I think you're moving away from this. Fool is starting of a new cycle. There's this innocence, there's this jumping off the ledge and having faith in yourself that you'll land on your feet. There's not a lot of concern. You're moving because you're driven to. There's belief in yourself here. And again, look at that sun. You're no longer in that dark energy of the moon. And I'm not hating on the moon. I actually think there's a lot of positive aspects to the moon card too, but in this spread, it seems like it was something that was holding you back. It was keeping you shrouded in darkness, and you couldn't release yourself from that. So when you're starting off in this Fool energy, that's awesome. The Magician, yeah, power. Manifesting what you want, creating things, using tools that you've had in front of you. Your swords, your pentacles, your cups, your wands. And starting off on a new adventure. And it's almost like that. Those are the only tools you have in your bag. See how light his bag is? He doesn't need a lot to manifest something really great. He has to have confidence in his own power, right? And he does. He's the Fool. And I always like that when the progression of cards works numerically too. It goes from 0 to 1. It's like these are the building blocks for you starting this new life. Clarified by the 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups, it's a cup that is in your space that is not, I'm sorry, let me start over. It's a little bit like a boredom card. There are cups around you. They potentially offered emotional fulfillment at one time in your life, but they don't anymore, right? 1, 2, 3, you put them on the ground. You don't even care for them. This last remaining cup, it's kind of open to interpretation. Have you even seen it? Is this a new opportunity that you haven't seen? It seems like you should have. It's right in front of you and it's being bathed in light, but maybe you haven't. You've spent so much time in that darker energy. Maybe it's taken time for you to notice things in the light. Or another reading of this, maybe this cup was like your last, how do I want to phrase this? You saw it as your last possibility for luck, for love, for happiness. And there it is sitting on the table and it's still not making you happy. So I guess you're going to have to go outside and find a new cup, right? Find more cups. Chase after what your emotional fulfillment is to you. What does it feel like to you? And this magician, she's outside, right? She's not sitting inside. Again, and she's kind of in a darker energy, but she sees potential outside. She's looking there. Something has caught her eye. I think she's ready to go on that fool's energy, or that fool's journey, rather. So that's approaching in your future. If you haven't already set off on that journey, if you haven't noticed that there's bigger things waiting for you, I think that's coming. I absolutely think that's coming. All right, so let's see. You as you are. So this is the You card. 8 of Wands, moving in fast. So you already had this card once, clarifying the Hangman. So remember we talked about getting rid of this negative energy. Wands are coming at him. They're moving fast. I don't so much get communication off of this part of it. It could be though, right? You know, she's got that little document she's reading or whatever. But the You card is the 8 of Wands. So you are rapid movement. Fire, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I haven't really been saying these. This is Pisces, but it's more likely Cancer in this spread because it is for you, Cancer. Aries, did I say that? Hangman is Pisces energy. The Fool, I believe, is Aries. Taurus is the Hierophant. Judgment. Oh no, I always forget these. I'll have to look it up. Judgment might be Sagittarius. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Okay, so 8 of Wands, forward movement, passionate forward movement. Yeah, King of Wands. Hell yeah. You have the Queen of Wands? Look at you. So this was in the lower vibration, right? Before you weren't seeing your full potential. Now, like, you're not only the queen, you're the king. Look at that. It's like you've elevated a step. You took what was wrong and flipped it and then, like, ascended up the stairs even higher, right? You took what you already had, just in a lower vibration. Like, if this was like a tool. You took the Queen of Wands, and then you manifested... You manifested something even greater. You manifested the King of Wands. It could be a divine counterpart, but I don't think so much. I think this is your energy. King of Wands is Leo energy. Wow, you have the Hierophant again. I love this card. I think it's so cool. It's such an interesting interpretation of it. So again, this is the same general card. So they kind of have the same general meaning, but obviously the depiction is very different. I love this depiction. It's more feminine energy for one. And it's going outside into nature. It's like she's manifesting things. There's something about spirituality in nature here. Things are just drawn to her. It's like they know that her I'm saying her because of the picture, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. This person has this really beautiful spiritual soul, and things are naturally just coming to them. It's like when you put out light, when you put out positive vibes, that's what comes back to you. And there is something really innocent and beautiful about just the animals coming in towards her. But what stands behind her is this really tall, sturdy tree. It reaches up into the heavens, into the sky. Something, again, like intuition, messages coming down. Very much like this. And again, like leaving the comfort of your home and going out to be bathed in that light. Look how much happier she looks here than there, right? And it could be really coming into your creativity too, committing yourself to a life of working as an artist, someone creative with the wands there. And there is something about this card that it's not just, it's you giving your light to other people, which, you know, sometimes you have to be careful about, right? Make sure you're giving to the right people who are on that same kind of level, that positive energy that you're emitting. But yeah, and that is kind of in a Cancer's nature, is to give to those around you, which is, it's really great. See how she's like reaching out her hand? It's like the lessons she's learned, that inner beauty, when she walked away from the mirror and realized she does have these beautiful gifts to set out and give to the world. It's like you're finally doing that, or you're working up to the stages of doing that. Your outside environment is the Tower. So what's going on around you? And yeah, absolutely. That makes sense with this spread, does it not? There's something, yeah, when your queens and when everything was in reverse and in balance, and then you had to go into this hangman energy. If this idea of your self-worth hasn't been illuminated, if you're not able to walk away from this energy, the Tower moment's going to come in and it's going to knock you off your feet and wake you up so that you can come into this really powerful, beautiful energy. So it's almost like a warning. It's not coming up in your guidance. It's what's around you, but huge change, knocking things down and rebuilding. It's jumping away from things that weren't serving you. I mean, it looks like they're falling, but metaphorically, it's like if you've realized that your life is due for some heavy restructuring, heavy reworking, it's almost like these people have faith that if they jump, they stand a better chance at living a better life than if they stay in the Tower and resist it, right? I mean, that's just common sense, I guess, right? If you're in a burning building, like, get out. There's got to be something better on the outside, right? And it might be hard at first, right? If all your possessions and all the things that you love, I'm not going to say people because that's dark, but if all the things you love are in there and it's forcing you out, you're going to have to leave some of those things behind, and it might be challenging, right? What can we get for the Tower? But generally the Towers are a good thing. They enlighten you sometimes to things that you didn't know were kind of lingering and negatively impacting you. 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, this is doing the work. Working on yourself. This card feels very Cancerish. She's like knitting a sweater in her house. In the light though, mind you, right? The light's coming in. It's like a really positive depiction. I like that. I'm getting it's doing work on yourself. I think maybe in the past, yeah, if you weren't in that positive energy, yeah, I mean, so it's a good clarifier on the Tower. It's sometimes called the Apprentice card. It's, yeah. If you're not ready to go out and parade your gifts yet, if you are going off on some creative endeavor, right now I think you're just focusing on the work. Like, okay, how do we get this up and running? How do I get organized? What is, it's work without the worry of what the future is going to bring. It's not the 7 of Pence where you're caught up in like, oh, are these seeds going to grow into beautiful flowers? You're just doing the work because you're enjoying it. All right, so 2 of Swords. Yeah, okay. So how I was saying that you're not caught up on the end result of it. What's guiding you, because again, you have a blindfold on. A lot like this, when Justice was in reverse, these cards are very similar, right? In the upright, there's a similar energy there. You don't really know what the future holds. That can be scary, and that can also be really liberating. You don't know the consequences of your actions yet, or you don't know the end result of the work you're doing. If you're thinking about like building a house, or I don't know, moving houses, or starting a career, or investing your money in something, you don't really know how it's going to go. But you have faith in yourself at this point, right? Because you're doing the work without worrying about the end goal, and you're being guided by the moon. Again, intuition. In a lot of cases for Cancer, the moon is actually a very, very good like symbolic metaphor of changes and cycles. But the moon is symbolic of using your intuition to just feel out if this feels like the right path for you, right? And in some ways, you're closing yourself off, not to opportunities. I'm almost getting, you're closing yourself off to, is this the out? Yeah, it's in the outside. So you're closing yourself off to outside opinions. That's exactly what I'm getting. And maybe that is why she's doing it in the house. Maybe you're not quite ready to share this new endeavor with other people, because rightfully so, you don't, if this is something you're being guided to in your intuition and your heart, you don't necessarily need other people's opinions. Because guess what your intuition is telling you? Bam! Abundance. On your own, too. You're not relying on anybody. This is kind of the single ladies card. The single ladies, single gents, whatever you want to say. Yeah. There's no 8, I'm not going to pull it up, but there's no 8 of Swords here. There's no feeling conflicted. She chooses to be in her garden, right? And she's worked really hard for these pentacles. Again, it's forward progression. You go from the Eight of Pentacles, like, yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm enjoying it. I'm not worried about the end result. But then it's like, oh yeah, actually, this end result is kind of cool. Like, I got some good money in my bank account now, and I bought this fancy new dress. Like, yeah, and there's something magical about this little peacock here. I like this card. Yeah, it's good. And it's all being, this is all being guided by your intuition. And I think there's also a sense of knowing you're going to make it through even during the dark times. I'm getting that with this card too. It's a little bit, it's dark, there's shadows, right? But you're still standing there. You're maybe a little bit braced, hoping that ocean wave doesn't crash down on you. But if it does, you're Cancer, right? You're a water sign. Water is your element. So even if you get drenched with a little bit of water because of this Tower moment, when change comes, right? Changing of cycles, the tide, you're going to be okay. You're definitely going to be okay. But again, this card does also speak to releasing burdens. You can't go on holding these swords forever. So at some point you are going to have to put one down and yeah, make some decision. A lot of times this card has to do with a decision making. And I think it does have to do with who or what you want to invest in. It doesn't seem like a life or death decision. But yeah. Sorry, my throat is scratchy. So your key guidance is the Sun. Choosing happiness, choosing growth, abundance. This card doesn't usually need a lot of explanation because it's just so lighthearted and nice. Childhood, right? Cancers are like the mothers of the zodiac sign. They want to nurture. It's like nurture that inner child. Be that magical fool. Start again. You had the Fool twice, right? Do you have the Fool in the spread? Why can't I find it? I swear you had the Fool. There he is. Yep, you do. You had the Fool twice. Yeah. Go in expecting great things to happen. Don't be held back with anxiety, with that mental baggage that was keeping you trapped. Those heavy burdens, release them. Again, with the Fool, they hardly carry anything with them. They just got that tiny backpack and their adorable kitty or dog or whoever they have. You got maybe one companion with you on this journey, but mostly it's up to you, right? It's a journey of growth. You're going to meet a lot of really exciting people on this Fool's journey, right? And yeah, allow yourself to grow. That's also really important here. So you have the Page of Pentacles. There's this constant metaphor of this window, right? So the Page of Pentacles is a younger energy or the beginning of, I'm going to say like a project. This does feel a little bit career-based with all these pentacles happening, like doing the work and reaping the rewards on your own. You have the Page of Pentacles, so you might be starting a new endeavor. Again, with the Fool, you're starting a new journey. But you're looking very closely at something, and I always notice how she's holding a cup here, right? Cups are love, emotion, happiness. I think maybe you're taking some inventory of what's going to bring you love. And this does, generally speaking, this isn't going to be another person. There has to be self-love. So maybe that's what you're looking at. Like, this is my cup. Where can I find someone or something that's going to match my energy? You're surrounded by like documents, right? Or looking at your finances, or maybe a creative project if you're a writer, right? Cancers can be very creative and crafty. So again, if you're thinking of starting your own business, you're examining it. You're examining the happiness. If you go down this road with the Fool, if you start this new beginning, it's almost like, yeah, is this going to bring you happiness? But the guidance here, it's like, yeah, it's go for the sun, go for the happiness. It is encouraging, but it's at its early stages. Even how the child is shown with the sun, there's an immaturity, not immaturity. there's something that hasn't fully grown yet. It's planting of the seeds type energy. All very young energy here. The Fool's the new beginning. The Child on the Sun card. I'll just show them to you. The Page. Pages are sometimes seen as children or teenage energies. Not all the time. They can also be messengers, but all that, there's youth. There's youthfulness there. Maybe it's going back to something that made you happy and kind of starting anew with it. It's possible. Maybe you're looking at old documents, old paintings you did, old pieces of writing, and you're like, oh yeah, that used to make me really happy, and you're examining this cup like, but could it still make me happy? Maybe it's that. All right, outcome is the Ace of Swords. So a new idea, new clarity, new logic, new communication potentially. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it's air energy. Ooh, all right, so you have a victory. This could be a victory of self, self-acceptance, self-love. It's wands, there's passion here. It could be towards a career. It's very possible. It could be something creative though. This card is very Cancer-y. It's like making something beautiful, hosting a party for your kids, setting the table to look all nice and cute and pretty and welcoming, hosting the people you love. It's really good energy. Maybe there's a new idea and you're gonna invite some friends over for a dinner party and you're gonna tell them about it, but I don't know. With this though, you weren't seeking outside opinions, so I guess just be careful on that. Maybe you're teetering on the idea of, this card is almost like a coming out of sorts. Like you're setting the table, you're setting the scene. It almost feels like a surprise party, like people are going to come over and be like, surprise, I just, won $1,000 for a painting I entered into a contest, or it's something like that. It's like a new communication or a new idea, but it's bathed in this really lighthearted, fun, celebratory energy. It's like you're preparing for something to come in. I actually really love that. Whether it's guests at a dinner party or that's more of a metaphor for something else, the passion is there. There's a great stability. There's a great foundation for something coming in. And you've created it, Cancer. You've created this really steady foundation. Okay, cool. So, in your very beginning spread, your two things, you had that mental anxiety and then you had these burdens, these 10 burdens you just couldn't let go of. Look who let go of their burdens, right? Sorry, that's not focused, but, right? In the 10, this wasn't reversed, it was upright, but in this depiction of the 10 of Wands, she has released those burdens, and not only that, she's looking into the future at other things, because these wands have been exhausting, right? It's been a really long journey, and it's like this woman or person, you Cancer, you deserve to look towards better things, to be able to leave these behind and not care that that's where they are, that's where they're going to stay, because I'm moving on. This isn't my job anymore to carry this bullshit around, because I got better things coming in, and I am laying the foundation, laying the groundwork for universe to bring me these beautiful message and bless me with all this really great abundance and happiness. Bring on the goodness, the new things, these communications. Hell yeah. Queen of Swords. She cuts out the bullshit in her life, and that's exactly what you did here. You were carrying this burden, this baggage for so long, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I don't have to carry this anymore, because I'm the Queen of Swords, right? And she has clarity. Right? She does things with absolute logic. It's based in logic and clarity. She doesn't necessarily think with her heart, which is actually a really good balancing, balancing partner. What am I trying to say? Balancing act for Cancer, because Cancer does think with their emotions, with their heart. Water signs do that. They're very emotional by nature, which is a lovely quality to have, but sometimes to your own demise, you are you're drowning in your feelings, essentially, right? Here it's like you have inner truth, you have inner clarity, and yeah, it's like, look how powerful she is holding that up, and she's in front of like this, she's on a stage, right, with this curtain behind her. It's like, it's almost like you're presenting yourself to the world, and not only that, look what's at the bottom. This mask has fallen off. This mask that you were wearing, and do you know what that mask was? It was this. This is what you were thinking you were, and this is who you really are. And now you've come into your truth. It's like you're opening yourself back up into the world. And that's sort of what I meant with this. It's like you're setting the table, like metaphorically, to tell somebody some really good news or communicate something. And it has to do with you achieving some victory. Even if it's just you having inner clarity, like, oh my God, I've decided I'm going to go back to school and study this. I'm going to switch jobs and I'm going to do this. Like, whatever this is, I've decided I'm going to fill in the blank. I've decided I'm no longer going to carry around what doesn't serve me. It's such a powerful energy, and I love that there's like a mask at her feet, right? So this is cardinal air, Libra. This is Libra energy, and interestingly enough, that was what was in reverse in your earlier spread. And again, it was like a darker, it was more of an imbalanced Libra energy, if you will. It's an imbalanced justice. There wasn't balance. There was no, I don't want to say justice because that doesn't feel right, but there wasn't, something was out of whack here, and now you fixed it because you cut out whatever was dark and you were standing strong in your energy, Cancer. That is amazing energy. I love it. So bottom of the deck, 4 of Cups. You had this earlier, right? And you decided, or you were about to decide or thinking of going outside into the world, right? Going on this new journey with that Fool energy and creating the life you want for yourself, bathing yourself in sunlight. So that's the 4 of Cups energy. And Cups, again, are emotion. That is a Cancer card, right? I believe it's Cancer is the 4 of Cups. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. Forward movement. It's slow. It's well thought out and planned, but it's stable. It's working your way towards stability. Even in those chilly winter months where maybe you're questioning, I don't know how I want to say this, questioning if you can get through. Pentacles are symbolic of seeds, right? Seeds aren't going to necessarily grow in the winter. They're going to bloom in the spring or in the summer, right? So it's knowing that there needs to be forward movement with the faith that things are going to come into play. Things are going to bloom when they're supposed to. So it's steady movement forward. It's Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I believe it's Virgo, technically. So much of your energy has to do with Pentacles. Are you starting a new job? Are you investing in a new house? Are you finally taking care of yourself? Pentacles sometimes has to do with health, right? Has this Tower moment made you realize that you were carrying burdens, whatever those burdens were, for other people, and literally sacrificing? That's actually what the Hangman is. Sacrificing your own mental health, your own mental clarity, your own physical health with your body. You were in such like a negative state. It was taking a toll on you. And maybe with these Pentacles, it's like you've decided to like take care of yourself and move forward and hold on to, it's like self-love. If it is your health, it's like you're nurturing your own health, your own growth, your own stability. It's really good energy. Oh, that was actually under this. That just kind of showed itself to me, which 6 of Cups is awesome. Happiness, childhood, mushy-gushy feelings, sentimental, total Cancer energy, even though it is a Scorpio card. I don't know if that means anything. But this is like a younger version of herself in some decks. It's like she's giving to herself. It's self-love. Buy yourself some flowers. I think Gemini or Taurus had that as well. Anyway, it's a really cool spread, Cancer. Yeah, what an optimistic ending to your reading. I love that. I hope that was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel. It's getting up and running, so trial and error here, but thank you for sticking with me. I hope this was fun for you, Cancer. Everything you need to know is in the description box, and I will see you guys in May. Bye, Cancers. Love you. See you in May.